So today we're gonna go ahead with the meaning of life, and the article that is kind of summarizing this whole topic and or is talking about all the aspects and thoughts around that topic from different, let's call it sources. There we have, for example, nuns coming up and revealer, and before we had philosophy and then religion in general, and yeah. We're going to go ahead with different assumptions, and I don't know how long this is going to take me to go through. We might be able to finish it up to, well, I don't think so. I think there's going to be 2 more episodes of that, but I think it is an amazing article, and it is, as always, down in the description and also in the show notes. If you want to check it out, please check it out. Especially also when I'm just too slow or too whatever, please read it on your own. Or just go through it on your own. It is actually very interesting. But yeah, different assumptions. Knowing that all people fundamentally want the same thing can lead to a greater understanding of and compassion for others. The nun and the revealer. It's hard to imagine a greater contrast than that between an ascetic nun and a hedonistic revealer, or reveler, I don't know. They seem to differ in their core values. Here, the appearance of a difference in values is only an illusion. Both the nun and the reveler ultimately want the same thing out of life. Both seek to have maximum joy to improve their quality of experience. Where the nun and revealer differ is in their assumptions and strategies. Obviously, the revealer or reveler operates according to the assumption this may be the only life he gets. His strategy is to maximize pleasure in the here and also now. The nun believes if she lives a life of virtue and devotion, to God on earth, she will be rewarded with eternal joy in the next life. Both strategies are rational given their assumptions. Everyone desires better experiences. We disagree only on the best way to get them, or to get to them. Planetary survival. Everyone believes a planet full of life beats a dead or desolate world. The more conscious life there is, and the longer such life survives in the universe, the greater total quantity of experience is created, which just makes sense. And there is a formula which is experience is population times time. The population of conscious beings and the time conscious life inhabits Earth contribute equally to total experience. While everyone agrees with the value of maximizing quantity of experience, people disagree on the best strategy for getting there. Some think the best course is to plan for the long haul and maximize the time component of the equation while keeping the population at size that minimizes environmental and or catastrophic risks. Others argue maximizing population is better, as we cannot know how future technologies will alter the situation, nor can we know if when a global catastrophe might wipe out human civilization, which, I think the pandemic that we're going through at the time is a good example for that. Like, we weren't able to anticipate that. We weren't able to quite see that, Even though I gotta have to say that things have been really good for a really, really, really long time, which, I do not want to say by saying that I don't know that we had it too good, but I don't know, like, I do think and I thought back in days before COVID that, well, did I think about it? No, not really, but as COVID hit, I thought, well, it kind of makes sense, because everything was so good for really, really, really a long time. And so it just kind of quote unquote makes sense. It's, for, without having a better word to use here, it just, I don't know, like, it's very difficult to articulate, but it must have happened quite. Very important, quite. Anyway. Whether we maintain a population of 1 billion humans that lasts another 1,000 years or 10 billion humans that makes it only another 100, both yield a net gain of 1 trillion years of human experience. Given technological trends, it is likely that emerging technologies like mind uploading, space migration, and nanotechnology, or nano, will upend long-term predictions and alter the calculus of the optimum strategy. See? There's also an article, or 2 articles linked. What are the limits to population growth, and can aging be cured? What's going on there? Much like the nun and reveler all agree on maximizing life and experience, the disagreement is only on what's the best strategy. Different priorities, the next point. Other cases of disagreement occur not from a difference of assumptions or opinions on the best strategies, but from a different prioritization of the three dimensions of experience. So we're having quality, quantity, and variety. So everyone finds value in greater quantity, quality, and variety of experience. But what happens when one comes at the cost of another? Which I think is kind of inevitably gonna be the case. I mean, let's just assume that you're going for a variety of experience, and maybe, it really depends on how you think about things. If I say, okay, the variety of experience is the different experiences that you're gonna have, which kind of is what the word says, meaning that you're gonna do as many different things as possible, which is maybe, not necessarily, it really depends on what you're doing, but maybe this reduces the amount of, or the quantity of experiences that you're gonna have. I mean, if you're really into extreme sports and really into just some really dangerous things and you just try a variety of them, then maybe you're gonna just take a wrong step. Maybe you kind of overdo it with whatever, and then you die. And then the quantity is a bit less. The quality is still going to be, I think, high when the variety is quite high. But you could also say, I mean, if you're having a quantity of experiences like, okay, I'm not going to jump out of a plane once, but I'm going to do it 100 times, well, chances are really, really big that your parachute is not going to open and you're going to die. And it really depends on how you think about these variables and how you define these variables. But yeah, risk versus reward. And there we're actually having it, like some wingsuit guy flying around there. Let's see what the author says here. Different personality traits result from different priorities for the dimensions of experience. Risk takers and adrenaline junkies, for example, prioritize quality of experience over quantity of experience. Okay, he puts it like that. I see. They will risk life and limb for more intense and varied experiences. What dimension of experience do you prioritize in life? What do I prioritize? I actually really go for the long term. I really do so, even though I think that I've kind of, I've bettered myself, I guess, in terms of, okay, well, let's not be too overwhelmingly strict with diet and just not drinking alcohol and all of these things that can be pretty fun and pretty cool and interesting. And yeah, this is gonna inhibit or reduce the length of my life. Maybe. Am I gonna well, I think when you're doing it in a responsible way, then you can still, I think that you can, the problem there is, if you think about your body as a physical thing only, then maybe, yeah, by drinking alcohol, you're probably gonna die sooner. But if you think about the psychological effects, or the psychological aspect of your whole being, then it might just be better, to just have some fun from time to time or just not be that strict with yourself all the time, which is also kind of affecting your body quite, because body and mind are heavily and really densely, if this is even a word, I don't know, connected. So different priorities reveal themselves in perennial debates: freedom versus safety, quantity versus quality of life, the new versus the familiar. Others who prioritize quantity of experience we may call risk averse. They consider skydiving or mountain climbing too risky to ever try. Of course, there's also risk in being too risk averse, and it is grave. You could die without ever having truly lived. Yeah, totally the case. I like doing things, and I would actually say that I would be more prone to skydiving and or, well, a swingsuit is a completely different thing, I would say, because it is really incredibly risky. Like, really, I mean, we don't have to overdo it, and I don't have to overdo it. But from time to time, I'm doing some mildly risky things, like riding my bike in in conditions where you should not be riding a fucking bike, you know, when it's very slippy, and once you slip, you could really fucking hurt yourself and all of these things. And yeah, but I like doing things. I like experiencing things, and I like, I don't know, maybe I also like the adrenaline thing. I actually don't fucking know. But yeah, no pain, no gain, which I think is going to be the last, well, I don't know. To have only pleasurable experiences comes at the cost of knowing the full richness and depth of possible experiences. It represents a prioritization of quality of experience over variety of experience. Yeah, actually, the idea of tortured artists implies certain art requires suffering. If true, then their sacrifice trades quality of experience to yield a greater variety of experience for everyone who appreciates their art. And there's actually Van Gogh's The Starry Night, which admits emotional torment. There's actually some really interesting movies about Vincent van Gogh's life. And I mean, he just cut off his own ear. I mean, this per se and this alone can say quite a lot about him. And in the end, he also shot himself, which was also the reason why he died. And but he was an amazing painter, like incredibly amazing painter. I don't know. Yeah, it is what it is. And there's actually a quote by Aldous Huxley in Antique Hay from 1923. But perhaps it's good for one to suffer. Perhaps it's unavoidable and necessary. Perhaps I ought to thank you. Can an artist do anything if he's happy? ? Would he ever want to do anything? What is art, after all, but a protest against the horrible inclemency of life? Anytime we venture to try something new, we make this trade-off. When we try a new food, we risk finding it distasteful, but it could also become our new favorite. This is the importance of trying new things. To know suffering is to have a basis of compassion for others. Could we know the plight of the hungry if we are never gone without? Could we understand how the sick feel if we have never ourselves been ill? Yeah, which, I mean, if you think about it, one of the reasons why I really care about my diet and working out and all of this stuff, besides the whole aesthetic thing, is I don't like being ill, and I hated being ill, and I've been ill quite often in my life. I'm very prone to having a sore throat, and yeah, because of that, because of the experiences that I've had with being ill and also missing out on relatively important occasions and or events or whatever you want to call them, I decided to live my life in a different way, and I've not regretted it or something. Let's see. Should I the direction of technology? No, I think that this is gonna be something for the next time. It's actually a very incredibly long article. It's gonna be more than 2 episodes of featuring it. There's quite something left. There really is quite something left. But with 15-minute episodes, I'm not gonna get that far, but anyway, I'm gonna end the episode there. So I wish you the best health, happiness, and also success, and also hope that you're gonna remind yourself and you're gonna be remembered, which basically means your legacy, and basically means just being a nice person and then being remembered as a nice person, which is a pretty fucking cool thing. 3 other questions that I have for you are: why are you here? What are you trying to change, and what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions hopefully gonna show you your purpose, maybe even a business idea, which is a pretty fucking cool thing. And don't forget about you being able to change somebody's life. And yeah, with that being said, please take care. And I'm hopefully going to see you the next time, so bye-bye.